Aloha, everyone, and welcome to another Key to the Treasure. I am Neil Molokai Mystic with,
Nick with my angels.
and today she chose a quote from the last chapter in the book.
Yes.
So uh, I think it's going to be a good talk today. Um, so she takes these quotes every day. I don't know until I see the quote appear. And I was like, "Oh, this is a good one. This is a really really strong lesson, not just for myself but for everybody." So, Nick, what made you choose the quote today?
Let's see the quote first.
Okay, let's see the quote.
Let's see the quote. Being open to the unexpected with trust that it is for the highest good of self and others allows us to step blindly into the unknown.
The unexpected. Yes, that unexpected. Expect the unexpected with trust. You know, because life throws some serious curveballs at us sometimes, and allowing ourselves to trust that that curveball is exactly what we need to hit that home run in the long run is not always easy, because sometimes we feel like, oh geez, the universe just blindsided me with something. But if we can be open in advance, if we can set the intention first thing in the morning that you are open to the unexpected, that you are willing to serve from the heart, no matter what comes your way. You are trusting that you are in the energy of the divine guidance. This is what helps me when stuff happens to me all of a sudden, you know? This particular chapter really touches on what's going on in my life now and how certain things that I don't quite understand all the time, but when I get hit with certain things recently in these new expansive uh, missions of mine, it can be a little okay, what's happening here? And then I realize I don't need to logically try to figure it out. I need to call in my team. I need to be open to serve and then just trust the journey wherever it takes me because I know that it is for my highest good and the highest good of others.
Yeah.
And it's that lesson. If we can take that key of the trust before something takes place, you know, if you can trust that whatever unexpected occurs, whether it is fantastic or whether it is shocking, that it is for the highest good. Even if we can't see the whole picture, if we can step into that energy of, I have that guidance, I am supported, I am protected, my energy is maintained. Okay, universe, what are you calling me to? And allow that to motivate you to say yes, to say yes to this. This way, even if it's a really what might feel like a heavy, unexpected occurrence, you are able to step into it without having to see the full picture and um, with more ease and grace to get through all of the rocky paths that it might take you through. At other times, it might be something so unexpectedly brilliant that you also need that ease and grace, because sometimes when something fantastic happens all of a sudden, we go into, I'm not worthy. I don't deserve this big giant blessing, you know? So there is a moment where if we take that into consideration of it is for the highest and greatest good of self and others, it helps us move through with ease and grace, whether it's a challenge lesson or whether it's this super blessing that we turn inward and say, I'm not worthy, you know? But if we know in our heart, in our soul, that it is for the highest and greatest good, it gives us that ease and grace to work through it. And I think that that, for me, is such a, that's the golden key right there. It really is.
I hear you and I understand. Um, but I know that a lot of people struggle with understanding when a challenge. Um, I will give an example because I sometimes am asked this question. Like, I have a deep understanding of it, but I find it hard to express and explain to others. So maybe you have an explanation. If someone comes and asks you, okay, you say that whatever the challenge, we have to believe it's for the highest good of self and others. How would you explain a sick child?
Yeah.
And
That's a heart wrenching,
yeah,
it's a heart wrenching event to have to endure.
like
And
some people, a parent can come and tell you, what did my child do to deserve to suffer this? Like, what would you answer that?
one, trust the divine in your child, trust your child's divine journey. And two, have faith, have that trust in the divine that whatever is meant to be will meant to be before, during, and after. Because this child's soul has made a decision to walk this journey. And it might be something that affects the future, you know. When a child is, you look at into the eyes of a child that is enduring such a devastating illness, you see that their soul knows they have a higher purpose in this. You know, there is so many kids that are enduring treatments that are so painful and long. When you look into their eyes, and yeah, you can see that physical suffering, but look into their soul,
So
because
much
their soul
gratitude I
speaks.
see.
There is gratitude, but there is a higher soul spark that that it motivates the parents and their hope, and it also motivates the doctors that are treating this child. It gives them that extra strength to continue that research and continue that treatment, because you see the hope in children. You know, they know, their soul knows that they came for a higher purpose. Physically, it is challenging. And this is why it's so important to be in the energy of success when you are interacting or supporting a child that's going through this, because their soul connects, their soul knows what they're here for. You know, it's us that don't fully understand. You know, and on in the child, you have to remember too that the child's soul knows that's this powerful mission that they're on, but they still have that earthly experience to deal with as well. So, as parents and doctors and medical staffs, we need to be in that energy of that full success for whatever mission this child came to earth for. Okay. Now, sometimes that is a small piece of the puzzle, and they're enduring this. They chose to come and endure this for future references, for future successes, for the prevention of something in the future. So, yes, it is heart wrenching on an earthly level, especially, I mean, even with pets, you know, what is why they didn't do anything? What's wrong with the world that my child has to go through this, or my animal has to go through this, or anybody has to go through this? You know, what kind of good can come out of this? Time and time again, we see breakthroughs. Why? Because somebody experienced something so tragic, so devastating to the world, that people stood up and took notice, that people saw that earthly pain and said, I'm going to donate to this research. I'm going to get involved in doing some type of neighborhood watch. I'm going to get involved in the Amber Alert system. And, there are things that have now developed in today's world that would only have received the resources that it needed because of a tragic event in the past. So there is a higher purpose, even if it is to instill hope in others, to instill determination in others. But look into the child's eyes, look into the animal's eyes, look into the researcher's eyes. They turn that desperation into determination because they have hope. They know something bigger, something better is going to come from this, even if it's after my last breath.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. I like it. Thank
It's hard. It is hard.
you. It is. It is.
Look into the spirit. The spirit knows.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Well, I have a second question, but I don't know if I leave it to another time or. So, when I see this quote, I also think about my word of the year last year, which was surrender.
Mm.
And I also have this question that I think about sometimes. What is the limit between surrendering and like doing nothing? Like sometimes you
There's
need
a
to take
difference.
action. You
There's
need to take actions, you know?
there's a big difference between surrender and giving up.
Yeah,
And it's like, okay, just let it happen. You know, when we surrender, we realize that things are in motion, things are being orchestrated, and us trying to control that, make it happen faster or in a way that we think it's supposed to be, um, we kind of hinder that process, because we're saying we want this, but we want it specifically like this, you know. And then when those specifics don't occur, then we're like, never mind already, you know. But there is also part of surrender where you're saying, I surrender that this is the motion that's taking place right now. What can I do in my divine clarity to assist this? You know, so am I meant to release that control, or am I meant to sit in the energy of preparing for the outcome, not expecting the outcome in the now, but preparing for the outcome? Like, if there is something that you want to succeed in, and you're waiting for the abundance of that success in whatever that is, prepare yourself to be able to receive it, because sometimes we ask for something, and then when it happens, we're not ready to receive it because we still haven't done the work to understand and remember how worthy we really are of it. And then we block it, and then we get mad because it didn't happen.
yeah,
It was us blocking it because of our unworthiness that we felt that actually hindered it from flowing, or we self-sabotage it, So when we surrender, it's what part is surrender and what part is collaboration. So stepping into the energy of what it is that you want to manifest in the first place, as if it has already manifested. Okay. So if you are yourself up to have a great business, right? You want to be in that energy of success, of worthiness of that success, of confidence of whatever it is you're putting out there for the public. You stand in that energy and learn whatever you can. Learn how to manage your business, learn the finances behind it, preparing yourself for when that big door opens.
Yeah.
Because if the big door opens before we are prepared for it, then we might sabotage it because then we get overwhelmed by it. So while you're waiting for all of that divine orchestration to manifest everything of your dreams, do your part as well. Step into the energy of everything that you want to be able to understand so that when things fall in place, you have that ease and grace. Sometimes things take a while to manifest because the divine is giving you that opportunity to prepare.
Mm.
Now, we say, okay, well, if we give up and if it's part of my divine plan, it'll happen anyway, you know. Well, if it's part of your divine plan, then participate in the collaboration. You know? Doesn't mean to control it. It just means to put yourself in the energy of I am prepared and open to receive.
Because I have been in this situation where I was teaching someone how to set an intention and try to manifest what they want, you know. And like at some point it became like, okay, doing it every day, every minute of every day, and like now, I want this, I want this, I want this. And then I said, surrender. Yeah, but you told me I should ask
Manifest,
what I
right?
want and manifest. Like it's hard to explain.
Balance that
Yeah.
versus control versus giving up, you know.
Yeah.
So feel it to reel it.
Yeah.
And in that feeling of it, already, say, in the feeling of the manifesting already taking place, you will be guided to the resources and the ways that you are meant to help collaborate this
Yeah.
orchestration.
Yeah.
You know, if we just stay focused on that one thing, you might very well get that one thing, but you just block the bigger thing,
Absolutely.
you know. So it's so when you want to manifest something, don't put it in a box.
Mhm.
Don't put it in a box. Feel it to reel it. You have to feel it in your heart. And sometimes when we're manifesting stuff as well, we got to remember it's not just what our brain wants. Okay. Your brain might come up with an idea. So your brain says, I want this, spark of truth. I want this, right? Well, how did it feel? How did it feel? Allow your brain to check in with your heart. Your heart's going to tell you how it feels. Does this feel right? If I could imagine myself in whatever it is your brain brought to your attention, if I could imagine myself, how would I feel? And then you take that feeling and that thought together, blend it, then you bring it up to your higher self. And this is where the magic happens.
Yeah.
So you think something, you feel it, you experience that feeling, and then you bring it up for the manifestation of it. So you feel it to reel it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And sorry we didn't say hello because we were talking. Hello, Kaylee, Carla, Cindy, Annette, Janet, Akko,
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Carrie, Michelle. Thank you. So I will put the quote one last time. Julie, hello.
Hi, Julie. Ooh, somebody whistled at you, Julie. How often should you feel it or ask for it? You feel it when you feel like it's dissipating. Okay. If you stay in the energy of what you're feeling, then that energy expands, and it expands to not only within you, but around you, you know. But if you feel like it's diminishing, check in with yourself again. Check in with yourself. Am I feeling this because it is for my highest and greatest good? Or am I feeling this because maybe I think I'm supposed to be feeling it, you know? So check in with yourself. And when you get called to it, go through the process all over again. You might find that when you being called to feel it deeper, it's because maybe there's some tweaks that the divine wants to bring to your awareness. It's like, hey, check this idea out, and then see how that feels. So, oh, get my mitts on the copy. Oh, thank you, thank you. Um, so again, being open to the unexpected at the very beginning of your day, you know, being open to it so that when it hits you, you have more ease and grace. And I'm not just saying expect the unexpected because you're ready for a curveball, or you kind of say, something crazy is going to happen today. No, you be open to the unexpected with trust that it is for your highest and greatest good and the highest and greatest good of others, because this really allows you more ease and grace, even in something that seems really freaky to you. Because I've had experiences where I'm like, whoa, but you know what? As soon as I tap in and I say, okay, God, what's this one about? And I'm open. I call in all that's divine, all that is true, and all that is needed, and it is amazing where that takes me. That is another story in and of itself. So, um,
Great.
yes. All right, you guys, that is your golden key to your treasure. Because this one, I think, is really, really important, because we do get hit with some unexpected events in our life. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's for your highest and greatest good. Stay in that energy, and you will move through things with ease and grace. So it is aloha from me.
Good night from me.